that. And as I said, I've added a little bit more detail. Now, the Micron pens do come in other colours, so if you didn't want a harsh black outline where I've done the leaves, you could pick one of the green ones and actually make everything a little bit more colour coordinated. For example, around the bullet points there, I could have done all the hearts in red, and they could all stand out in different ways. So I'm going to finish off by just putting some quotes here on either side, or just writing down what a ledger here about what each of these might mean to me. And this is my weekly journal. Oh my, I got a bit carried away with my doodling and, oh, absolutely everything. So I thought I'd better stop and give you an idea of what I've actually been doing. Right, so my page is getting bolder and brighter because I like that. And the Sakura Coy brush pens help me immensely there because the colours are so rich and deep. So I've created like a working week page. Now I've used stencils to add some of my detail because I thought that was a brilliant way to show that, you know, we get such a range of nib sizes that you can use the finest detailed stencils to the chunkier designs. And it shows, you know, why you need all the different Micron pens, you know, in their different sizes. So I've doodled away, I've added my key, and I've used a range of the different size nibs to write in. And the same over here. And I've just done a quote using the brush pen. Now that is one of my goals, to actually learn, you know, proper calligraphy. But at the moment, I'm making do with that as it is. But this is my page, and I've said it's for June 8th to the 14th, which is next week. And I can start gradually filling in all the different boxes to make it work for me. Now, although the art sketchbooks, we automatically think it has to be art related, and we have to be able to sketch, we have to be able to draw and things like that, but they're not. Use them how, you know, you want to use them. I've used mine to do a bullet journal. However, I could have created a scrap page. I could have created, you know, absolutely everything. And in turning over that page, you can see, you can roughly see the page behind, but it does not affect that when I work on it. And the same here. Neither of those disrupt each other. So the pages are absolutely superb to work on. And although not 100% designed for watercolor work, I think they've proved quite successfully how they can be incorporated using lots of different media. I hope that's given you an idea of a different way to approach the sketchbooks, and also a different way to use all the items on today's show.
Certainly has been. And Lou, thank you so much for your tuition. And she's so right there. I mean, you can see where you've got that brush pen there, quite a solid black with that lettering there, but it's not coming through. When you turn that page over, you can see there you've got the gorgeous writing that she's incorporated, but you can't see those colours come through. But the thing that I love is the vibrancy that you're getting with these. They remind me very much of alcohol markers and that intensity of colour, which I love. But the one thing that I don't like is when the colours bleed through, and that's the problem, because you find that you're sacrificing a page when you are working with those. But there you can see, you get an outline, but you get that anyway, wouldn't you be able to see through there? But it's not come through the page, and that is the beauty of this. Absolutely amazing. That's down to the quality of not only the pages within the journal, but also those pens that have been used as well. So if you're wanting your trio of journals, then there you go. You can get all 3 of those coming together for a brilliant price of £16.95, and that is for all 3. Hardback books as well, so brilliant value for money. So lots of you taking advantage of those. Don't blame you at all. Now the Coy Brushes, oh, I couldn't resist. I've got to have a play. Got to have a go with them because these are so amazing. You're getting 24 colours. I'm just going to open them up because they come in a lovely little carry case as well. And you can see they're all those gorgeous colours there. And the beauty of these is you've got complete control with those colours. So the pink again, I'm going to go, oh, I had a choke pink last time, didn't I? Let's go in for, oh, let's use one of the blues. I'm going to use that gorgeous kind of light blue with this. Just to show you the coverage that you've got with these. I mean, obviously we've got our swatches, but you've got the pen lid there. Now, it's almost like a brush, so if you wanted to, you could just do really tiny controlled dots if you wanted to do that. So you've got complete control with these. Then at the same time, if you want to have something where you are colouring in an area, then you can quite easily do that colour coverage without any issue at all. And equally so, if you're wanting to just kind of use the benefits of that nib, then you can do, just using the size of the pen there. Complete control, that is the thing with this. So if you are wanting to colour a large area, I mean, look at that, how quickly that colour does pull through. Of course, they are water-based, so you can pull the colour out if you're wanting to with a water brush pen, or you have got your blender pen, which if you did want to pull out that colour, you can do, and you can see that's kind of taking that air out. I mean, the paper that I'm using on here isn't ideal. It's not the one that we've got on the show. It's just something I grabbed off the side. But you can see that you can kind of pull out the colours as well, and if you've got tissues and things like that, you can kind of pull the colour out and do that faux bleach technique, but a really nice way. And if you do find that you do get any colour on the nib of your blender, all you need to do is kind of just rub it away and it will become clear again, ready for your next colour. So nice little set, that one. Like those colours, really pretty colours. And there you go. I don't know the brand. I probably shouldn't show you this. It's just a book on the side there, a notebook. But have a look. There's me reiterating those journals. Just showing that. So I don't know where they've come from or what brand they are or anything like that, but there you go, you can see. That is the difference that you get, and that's why you want to go for a quality journal, because it will allow you to do that colouring without those colours seeping through. So there you go. If you fancy getting hold of those, then the details are there on your screen. £20.25 being your first of 2 flexi buys if you're choosing to go for them. Really good price. Now the oil pastels, these look gorgeous. It's one of those areas that I don't know a huge amount about, but I know there's lots of people take a lot of pleasure from the oil pastels. You've got control with these again. You've got your paper wrapper around there, which means that you've got obviously you can hold them nice and firm. But of course you can use them in lots of different ways. I know lots of people will use these alongside other oil-based products and kind of bring the colour in there, using them in loads of different ways. You've got loads of colours, 50 of these, wow. Is that right? 50 there. Wow. I don't know. I didn't count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know. Well, it says 25. Are we getting 2 of these? Are we getting 2 of these then? It's just I looked at that and I thought to myself, oh, look. Oh, it's a double the size of the pack. Now, the pack that you've got there is 50. So it's kind of, yeah. We've got, it's like when you have a Twix and you only get 1 stick. We're only showing you 1 stick. Other double piece chocolate and confectionery is available. I can't think of another one where you get 2 parts, but and yeah, you're getting twice the amount that I've just shown you there. So yeah. I can't believe I spotted that. Wow, gosh, I am the ball, aren't I? I am on the ball. Yes, of course, if you're wanting to get hold of these, then, yeah, if you do pop those into your basket, £28.99. I thought they were good value when I was only looking at half the quantity, so even better now. Now, of course, in that first demonstration, what have I done with the piece that Lou worked on? Oh, it's just down there. Let me just get that. Sorry, just wandering off set there without warning you. I'm back though, don't worry. Now, Lou did a lovely demonstration, 7 o'clock this morning. She was working with the black watercolour card, not reiterating, it says paper on the L, but it's going to be card because it's 360 GSM. And this is what she created. Absolutely beautiful, and she was using, whoops-a-daisy, it's a very durable card as well. She was using the watercolour palette that I'm going to share with you now, and this is incredible because this is something a little bit different, because when you actually see these paints, can you see how you've got that pearlescent and metallic finish with these? It's not often you see that in a watercolour. So in here you've got a fabulous little palette. It's so cute, it's adorable, it really is. So you've got your palette. You've also got, well, say your palette, you've got your case, should I say. Palette sits in there. So that's how you're going to be able to carry that around. Brilliant. I mean, it just sits in the palm of your hand, taking up no room at all. When you open it up, you've got in here your little palette, which you can pull out, and you'll notice that you've got little legs on there. And you've got choices with this. You can either sit it just to the side, or if you want to use that as a large palette, then what you can do is you can pop it into the little holes that you've got there and sit it on one side there. Or it might be right-handed or left-handed. It might want it on the other side. We can do that. And even, in fact, you can take it down to the bottom there because, again, those little legs sit in perfectly wherever you want it to sit. You've also got your little pans in there, and look at that sheen that you're getting from those metallics in there. Absolutely beautiful. So all of those featuring within there, as you can see. You've also got some of your kind of solid opaque colours featuring as well, and they really do give it a fabulous coverage. Go back and watch the tutorial. Got two little sponges here as well, so they're going to absorb some of the water if you're wanting those to be there. Got two of those either side. You've also got your water brush pen in there, and then what you have also got with the case is you've got your little kind of thumb ring there. So if you do want to hold it when you're working, I look like a proper artist now, don't I? But I'm not. But you can see there, you can hold it and you are supporting that palette quite easily as you work. So really nice. I mean, it's a fabulous gift for somebody. If you've got somebody that enjoys painting, I'm thinking of things like Father's Day coming up. I mean, this is going to be a fabulous project for somebody. And then you can pop those inside. And of course, any paints that you've got sitting in the palette, once they've dried, you can reactivate those with a little spritz of water or with the water brush pen, and away you go. But what a fabulous set there. £29.99 being your price. We've got a selection of the colours showing here, so you can see you've got your metallics there with your silver and your gold. Again, we've got them on two-tone here, we've got them on white, you've also got them on your black cardstock, just to show the coverage that you're going to get with both of those. It really is an amazing set to go for, and yeah, really nice. I just think it's really cute. Comes in a little box as well, so yeah, if you're giving it as a gift, then everything is explained within there. 694744. Look at the intensity of the colours that you've got there. Beautiful, absolutely gorgeous there. And it's completely different personality on the black cardstock, isn't it? £29.99, brilliant value for money. You're saving £10 on those ones, so if you do want to get hold of those. Now, some pens that we've got for you. We've not really spoken much about these, but I'm sure you will be familiar with these pens because many of us have used them over time. An unusual one is the one that you've got down here, the copper one. Quite often we'll see your gold, you'll see the silver, you'll see the black potentially, and the white, but the copper is quite a nice one to have in this set. Now you're going to get all of these. Now they're fine point, so what I will do is take one of the caps off just to show you that, so you've got complete control with these. With these, you've got your white. Now this is the one that you regularly see people working with when they're doing kind of like the splats of colour and things like that, because you've got a bullet tip on this. When you get yours home, with the white you kind of can't really see it, but we'll show you with the silver. Oh, these are finer detail, the silver ones. Oh wow, okay, right, so is that going to be the same with the gold and the copper? Oh no, the copper is the bullet tip. So when you get home, give it a shake. You'll notice that you've got a ball bearing in there. That's going to mix up the paint that you've got in there. I'm not going to prime this, but when you get it, just get your cap and then you press down one on the other. You might just need to do it 3 or 4 times. You'll press down, you'll find that the nib will kind of retract and go into the pen. Just do it, release it, do it, release it, and probably about 3 or 4 times, you will see the colour start flooding into the nib. Now, you only need to do that the once. That's the only time that you need to do it, because then it is primed and ready for action. Rest of the time, I would just suggest that you give it a little bit of a shake, just to make sure that that colour is blended through. Now, just to have a little look at the black, whoa, nearly, the black, again, that's got the bullet tip on there as well. So it's just the silver that you've got that much finer kind of tip with. But a lovely selection, and £11.99, a very affordable way for you to get hold of those. Here we go. It's like being at the fun fair. We'll all win a coconut for getting them all in place without them falling over. Hopefully, but the labels probably aren't lined up, but there you go. £11.99, 309438. Take advantage of those. Quickie glue pens as well. We haven't had an opportunity to tell you about those, but let me just show you these. You'll know all about the Quickie glue pens. These are brilliant. You've got your blue adhesive within the barrel. When you're using these, you'll use them, it'll come out and it'll flow blue, but then what you will find is that it will dry clear. Now, it's tacky at that stage, and that means that you can start using it on all your different kind of crafty mediums that you've got. So you might be adding glitter on top of there. If you're doing multiple colours, then I do suggest that you use one colour, or use your Quickie glue pen, use your glitter, and then go back in with your Quickie glue pen for your next area so you don't contaminate. Foil, cold foiling, you can do that with these, and also things like your gilding flakes. Now when you get them home, what you may well find is, or you should find, is that they've got like a little kind of bead sitting on top, and none of these have. But all you need to do is remove that bead. It just comes off really easily. Do it once and then you start crafting with them. So yeah, Quickie glue pens, you need to get them in your basket. I will see you at 1 o'clock. See you later. So it's 12 o'clock, it's One Day Special time. Oh, can't wait for the next hour. Such beautiful fabrics. Then I'm back with Daisy B Crafts at 1 o'clock. I've got a happy hour with Pink Frog.
Hi, my name is Maggie and I'm from Impressions Crafts. I've been running my business now for 15 years. It's a small family-run business in the south of Cheshire. We have a large craft shop. We sell all sorts of beading and jewellery supplies. I have a passion for making jewellery. I love working with the Lucite style flower beads, and we make thousands and thousands of angels and have been doing so for the last few years. We've been bringing to Hochanda lots of lovely beading kits, jewellery, for necklaces and bracelets and earrings, and we also bring a wide range of angels and accessories, beading accessories like bookmarks, and we also have our range of laser cut sun catchers and mobiles, all the lovely crafty beads. Hope you can tune into my shows, and looking forward to seeing you on Hochanda.
I am Matthew Palmer, professional artist with the SAA, the UK's largest and friendliest art community. The SAA exists to inform, encourage and inspire all who want to paint, and that's exactly what you'll learn to do with me as your teacher. As a self-taught artist of 30 years ago, I know the challenges of a white piece of paper and learning how to paint. But with me, Hochanda and the SAA, I'll show you how easy watercolour painting really is. I'm here on Hochanda because I want to show you my watercolour painting techniques, and I want to get you over that white paper fear and get you started and develop your watercolour painting. So whether you're a beginner or an advanced artist, I've got some fantastic watercolour techniques that will get you started and take you even further on your watercolour journey. So join me, Matthew Palmer, for my shows on Hochanda.
Flexi order has arrived at Hochanda. What is Flexi order? When you place an item on FlexiBuy in your basket, you qualify for Flexi order, which means any other items you add to your basket will also be included in your FlexiBuy payments, so you can spread the cost over multiple monthly payments. After your first payment is made, your entire order will be dispatched. When you add at least £60 worth of any items to your shopping baskets, either online or on the phone, you'll qualify for our Flexi Order offer. This means you can spread the cost of your order over equal monthly FlexiBuy payments, offering you the extra flexibility when you shop with us. Flexi Order, making your shopping experience with Hochanda easier.
Hi, I'm Jean, and together with my partner Malcolm, we run a small business in the northeast of England called Crafty Individuals. At Crafty Individuals, we're mostly involved in the design and manufacture of a very wide range of red rubber art stamps, but we also have a range of background papers and mini images that are also brilliant to create with. Personally, my background is in art and design and crafting, and most of the designs have been created by myself. We also have a great little team of other artist friends who've helped us along the way and have come up with other designs that completely work alongside our own. So do pull up a pew and join us on the Hochanda shows. We can't wait to see you there.
Hi, I'm Joe from the Mill Shop Online. Welcome to the Mill Shop Online. As you can see, we're a lot of fabric here. We're very passionate about our fabrics. We're one of the largest online sellers in the UK of fabrics for upholstery, soft furnishings, and now the lovely craft market. Whether you're starting out with fabric or you're an experienced sewer, we love to bring projects that every ability can really have a go at. So don't miss the Mill Shop Online shows on Hochanda.
Hello and welcome back to the Tim Holtz One Day Special. Now I do have good news because it was flying off the shelves, and as you know we were down to very limited, I think, when we left you at 10 o'clock. So we have been on the phones to the manufacturer because it's sold out basically, and we weren't expecting to get any more at all. So they are actually now going to make some more in America, because obviously you know Tim Holtz, it's an American company. They're actually going to physically print some more material because we've still got 2 more hours of the One Day Special. They're going to print some more. Then from the manufacturer, it will be shipped to the supplier in Holland and then therefore shipped over to us at Hochanda. So if you would like to get the One Day Special, this does mean a much longer extended delivery because physically they've got to print it and we're not going to be able to get it until the 1st of July. So what it does though is guarantee that for you. So not ready for projects for Father's Day, but if you're ready to start some projects in July, then this can be yours. So that is great news. The phone calls have been happening for the last 2 hours. So they literally are saying, look, everybody's loving it. They're going to print some more. So we can bring you, yay, another 2 hours of the One Day Special. So if you didn't see it, let me introduce you to it, because I feel like it's introducing a new show, because it basically is going to be printed as we speak. 21 fat quarters, okay? And well done if you did manage to get those fat quarters, because I know a lot of these that I will show you have sold out in the half meters. I can't bring you that, but we can bring you more of the One Day Special in delivery in July. So, for instance, this fantastic vintage map that Natasha was using to make that lovely drawstring bag, which we've got on the show, so do shop ahead. That is sold out in the half meter, the pick and mix, but you can get this gorgeous fat quarter in the pick and mix. In the One Day Special. So the vintage map we've got Vogue, which is this pretty rose print and pre-decimalisation money with look at that, with the models on it, like, you know, leaves of the Vogue magazine, beautiful. There's lots of male-orientated fabric, female, well, not that we have to call it that, but it just lends itself to whatever design you are thinking. Look at that for the music. Isn't that exquisite? Actually, one of my favourites, again, sold out in the half meters, but available in the One Day Special. Oh no, favourite of Hayley's. This is a little bundle Hayley's put together. I'm spoiling her news now. I'm sure she won't mind. We've got the tape, we've got the postcards, and we've got the tickets. The travel tickets. Yeah, how gorgeous are those 3? Absolutely stunning. Oh, there's something for everybody. You're getting 21. We do have these available in bundles. I know I just muddled up that bundle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. In bundles of 7. They're at the bottom of the screen, $26.99. Or you can go for all of the fat quarters, 21 in total. Absolutely beautiful. 2 flexi-buy payments of $34.99, 845 270, saving you £11. What did they work out as? £3? £3 something. I don't know. Can you remember, Natasha? £3? Yeah, it was 3. It'll come. Somebody will do the caramel Vordermans for me. Absolutely fine. Natasha's with me here in the studio. She's going to be doing some fantastic. £3.33 per fat quarter. Yeah. You'd come in under £3.50. Amazing. So do watch and rewind, because Natasha made these beautiful cushions last night. But just to show you how, with your plain fabrics, other fabrics that you've got at home, to mix and match it, absolutely beautiful. They just lend themselves to so many different projects, whether you're doing your quilting, whether you're doing your soft furnishing, or yeah, so much there. Beautiful 100% cotton, you know, wash on a medium to low heat and dry on a low heat. Now let me show you the pick and mix half meters. A lot of these, like I said, have sold out, but you can have all of them in the One Day Special. So this is your typewriter. You can pick any two for $14.99. This is your typewriter, so you've got the old keys there, the advertising, typewriter script and ledger boards on that. Beautiful. 3/4 of the stock one out that has gone. We have got the world map in the pink and the distressed look in the pinkish sort of rose pink frame there as well. This one is approaching limited now, just to flag that up. We then moved to the Parisian, so as the name suggests, you're getting lots of Paris French stamps and flowers there. 3/4 of the stock of the Parisian has gone. I'm going to move to the gold and the franking there, so large franking images there on that beautiful gold material. This is proven very popular as well, the dictionary script, yeah, and it goes in the different ways, so you don't have to have this, you know, in terms of sewing in one direction, different directions on there. Limited stock on the dictionary fabric there. You're pick and mix in any two. This is the bouquet, the floral bouquet, also limited stock. I'm not surprised, it always reminds me of a beautiful Monet painting. Then I've got, just for the life of me, I cannot remember the name of this material. I remember them all. Chalk lines. Half the stock of this one is gone. You've got that faded, the light and the dark, and then that lovely almost faux stitching. Then we've got my botanicals, yeah, getting limited now as well. Proving so popular, you're picking 2.5 meters there. This is the botanicals there. Then we've got my ticking. That's gorgeous. I love that. So elegant. There is a kind of almost like a faded distress on there. I don't know if you can see that. Absolutely gorgeous. Then I've got my eggs, egg nests. Again, limited stock. That, and it's so beautiful when you open it out. Just, oh, let me just do it. Indulge me, because I know Natasha's waiting. But this material is just so gorgeous. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? 1/2 meter by 44, wasn't it? 44, yeah. 44 inches, there we go. Beautiful. Oh, and then we've got the travel tickets. That's limited, so they're all getting so limited. So good news that they're printing more for the one-day special, otherwise me and Natasha have nothing to talk about the next 2 hours. And then this is the memorandum in the blue. It's got the memorandum words on there, and that beautiful blue, looks like a fine bone china. Then I've got the dapper. And last but not least, my chrysanthemum in that beautiful pink. 60% of the chrysanthemum has gone. So you pick any two of those, $14.99, 677 954. Then I've got my lovely shot cotton as well. These are gorgeous. This is by, yeah. Facet, yes, of course, yes. Fantastic design. I was introduced to him last month when I spoke to Natasha as well via the phone. You can pick any two. Now, I've just salvaged a little bit of the watermelon, but I will warn you, Natasha's got her eye on me dill. So this is stunning. And Natasha was explaining to me warps and weaves. And what you get on it, she'll explain it. Warps and wefts. Oh, it's doing so well.
Weave. So you've got all the W's there.
All the W's there, but in the wrong order. Like Les Dawson and his notes. So you get the two different colours in the warp is up, and the weft is to the left. So we've got that bronze and that beautiful, beautiful blue there. If you can see, it's almost like a two-tone tonality to the material. But let me take you through the colours because we have got a few that are limited. This was proven very popular. That's the Thunder. That's limited stock. Gorgeous. Then we've got my rust. Beautiful, isn't it? And I love that next to this one. It's not ochre, it's called tobacco. Limited stock. Can you see that duality of colour there? Oh, the pewter's limited. This was the watermelon Natasha was using earlier. Then I've chopped it's a bit, well, I got a bit, I salvaged a bit there. That's my bronze. Look at that. You can see the bronze over the purple. It's like gorgeous, like a gold shimmer, isn't it? Beautiful. This is the spruce, which I keep calling teal, but that's limited. And then we've got the dill, which she wants to steal. So I'm gonna fly dill over to our lovely Natasha. So you pick any two for $15.99, 158457. Don't forget, on the website we've got Natashas Designs in the tablets. The casing for any tablet with that binding, you choose the charcoal, the grey or the navy. We've also got the drawstring bag project. You get the drawstring as well. We've got the lovely dry iron as well, and loads of tools as well to help you on your way. Your folding ruler there as well. So, yeah, fantastic. I'm going to fly this over to Natasha at a safety distance, of course, and I'll head over to you, my darling.
The last half meter. Hello. I'm just waiting for incoming. Look, in there it is, safely arrived. I'm going to get onto that in a minute. So We left off last hour part way through the stowaway bag, and we'd got to the stage where we'd done the pocket. We had put our little bit in there to anchor the cord when we insert that later, so we've got that in place there. We also, when we sewed around this, we left a little gap. Do you remember we left a little gap just there? And we did the same on here, also leaving a gap to turn through. Yeah, I might have been chatting when I did that. I had to go and unpick that bit, but you do need to remember to just leave a turning through gap there. Now, the other thing that I did in between shows, I didn't do a lot, I promise, was just to press the top of that seam, just like that. So, because this is where we're going to create a channel for the cord to go through. Now, we've got this inside out, the wrong way round. We've got this the right way up. So this is right side, what we call the right side, and this is the wrong side, but we're going to put them right sides together, which means I have to stuff that into there like so, and then they will be right sides together. Now, obviously, if you're working with a patterned fabric, then it's easier to work out which is your right side and which is your wrong side. Now, what I will do is match up these seams. Here, so I'm going to get my pin. It's a pinning moment. And because what you need is for these seams to meet up so that actually you can get... You'll have that for the cord to come through there. So if I just stick a little pin there, and then this is why it's important to kind of make sure that you use the same seam allowance throughout, so that when you get to this stage, they nest really nicely, one within the other. If you've done one seam allowance a different amount, you don't have to follow to the exact same seam allowance that's stated in the pattern, but whatever seam allowance you do go with, stick with that. Okay, that is your consistency that you need, your continuity that you need. If you've got one of those on your machine, take it off right now, because what we're going to do is we are going to stitch. Just realised I pinned that the wrong way. We are going to stitch around our bag. Now, here we go. I'll take the pin out. I tend to start and finish on the seam because then I know where I'm at. So let's go there. Foot down. Let's just do a little locking stitch there. Put my pin away because I've already stabbed myself with one of those once today. And off we go. And round we go. And, you know, go as fast or as slow as you want. And round we go. And I'm confident because I did the same seam allowance. I'm not going to hopefully have any... confident, she says, hopefully, have any sort of baggy bits. And just realigning. You can take the time to pin this so that you are accurate all the way around. And around we go until we come back to our starting point. Whee! There, exactly where we started. And now, because we left that turning through gap, we can pull everything through. Like so. And what you will end up with, because all of it gets pulled through, and I have to say, these fabrics, these K-facet fabrics, are just divine for linings. I'd also love a shirt out of one. They're just beautiful. So you'll end up with that, and that's okay. And then if you want to, at this stage, there are two ways of stitching up the bottom of your bag. One would be to slip stitch it and hand stitch it. Great. If you have time for that and the patience, I salute you. Guess what? I don't. Not so much. So because that is the case, what I'm going to do is just do a top stitch all the way along where that opening is. And I don't think any, well, if you would obviously have matching thread. I haven't, because it's always good to have a contrast for you guys to see. So that will just stitch up the bottom of your bag. Now you are ready to then stuff said bag in. There isn't really a knack to this, it's like a wiggle and a jiggle. And at some point you'll catch the right bit to get it. It's like when you get stuff out of the wash and you've got to turn it through the right way. I'm the worst at putting new bed sheets on. I hate it, I really hate it, and this is always what it reminds me of, like, oh no. So what we'll have here, and you just want to, because you've used such a beautiful, beautiful fabric, what I will do now is press, just roll my seams so that the seam is right on that top edge, because this, when it has the cord through, will become sort of ruffled, and that's when you get to see your beautiful linings, and that's when you're going to see this two-tone effect from using this shot cotton. This project will use less than ½ metre. So if you wanted to do the pocket out of your ½ meterage as well, then you'd need ½ metre for your lining, ½ metre for your outer, and that's it, that's the bag done. So for kind of £15, you would end up with a whole new bag, which I think is really reasonable, in a K Facet design, K Facet fabrics for the inside, Tim Holtz on the outside. How much more designer do you want to get? That's the key. So just press in there, that's just going to give us a nice crisp finish as we work our way round. And it's things like this that aren't necessarily the most exciting to watch, but they do make a difference to the finish that you get. So I would urge you, I know I'm always rushing, but I would urge you just to take your time with this, honestly, because it will be worth it. And then we're going to top stitch again round. Gotta get rid of that, I keep seeing it, go away, there we go. There we go. And this is when we are going to create that channel now for where, there we go, for where that cord is going to go. Okay, I will just do that while you guys have a look at some other fabrics, because I'm just stitching a straight line.
Natasha, I'll come back to that drawstring bag in a moment, but I just wanted to flag up some sellouts and the K Facet shot cotton. So the Thunder sold out. It was limited, sorry. The Rust is now limited, this beautiful burnt sienna colour here, so this is now limited. The Tobacco, sorry, it's sold out. I know, it's heartbreaking. Well done if you've got it, don't forget to check out your baskets. The Pewter is sold out, okay. You can still get the watermelon, okay, sorry the small piece, but that's what Natasha is using on the bag there, if you love that, the watermelon. Still get the bronze. The spruce is sold out. My dill has gone down towards... I'll ask Natasha to wave that at us on the next one. You can still get the dill, which is a really pretty green as well. Can I just show the bag and the pattern as well? Because I know Natasha's just finishing this for you. This is the drawstring bag. You are getting the pattern beautifully illustrated, lovely colour pictures, really simple step by step. I love it because you've got the visual and the written word there as well. You get the drawstring as well, and that fantastic pattern to create that lovely deep pocket on the front, whether you're putting the teddy in there, whether you're putting the goggles, whether you're putting the knitting needles and all your wool in there, whatever, your overnight bag. Absolutely fantastic. Drawstring bag there. Beautiful. $9.99, 233 760. Let's have a look at the 7-day savers, a quick reminder as well. We've got some Natasha Makes thread, polyester, 10 spools. The colours may vary, but you will get 1,000 metres on each. So that will guarantee you 10,000. So colours will vary, and you can get all 10 spools for $9.99, 990565. The bamboo knitting needles, they range from 2.7 up to 5.5. You get 8 sets, 2 colour options that summer. And we've also got homemade. They are beautiful, trust me. They feel absolutely gorgeous, and in that lovely presentation pouch, $10.99, 886-220. Back to you, Natasha, and the duffel bag.
Thank you very much indeed.
Bag, sorry,
now,
drawstring bag.
it is a duffel bag. It is basically a duffel bag. It was just called the stowaway bag because of having to have the stowaway toy with the story that I told you earlier. Now, I've done a stitch around the top that holds the outer and the inner, there we go, together. So that was, I think, 3/4 of an inch down. And then I'm just going to stitch then at the bottom of that gap that we left in the lining and the outer. And I do this with as if I was stitching a sleeve. So I take that, you know, this bit off here so that it just feeds through. So you can measure it and be really, really precise with it. But I know with this machine it pulls straight. So I know that as long as I just keep feeding it through, it's just going to sew through straight. So, you know your machine. My old machine used to pull dreadfully to the left, and it was always a little bit of a battle. This one's a whole different kettle of fish, and rather fabulous. So when you get your instructions and you get your cord, you actually need, the optimum is 1.7 meters. But you've got an extra 30 centimetres there because not everybody's going to want to make little tags there. You could use cord, you could sew cord through in there. So it's just entirely up to you. It gives you a little bit of wiggle room, or maybe you just want something a little bit longer, and that also is absolutely fine. So that's all the sewing that we need to do. That is fundamentally the bag made. Then all we need to do is get our cord. Now, there is a way with this. Oh gosh, look, it's tangled already. Give me 2 meters of anything and I can tangle it. This is what we call a bodkin. It will be your friend. And if you don't have a bodkin, for a couple of quid, I would really recommend that you invest in it. If you ever have anything like a, oh gosh, if you ever use elastic or anything like that, then a bodkin is what you need in your life. Because look, I used to try and do this with safety pins. How many times have we tried to do this with safety pins and it's pringed open halfway through and you end up stabbing yourself? It's just not ideal. But all this does is take that cord. How fast? And you know when you buy a pair of trousers that have got drawstring on them and you lose them in the wash? Happens all the time, right? Right. I get in my ear. Oh, that happens all the time. It's so annoying. Yeah. So not anymore with this. With this, you will just get your bodkin and sort that out immediately, if not sooner. So then, to decide how much you want, I basically lay everything out flat, and then take this through here. And maybe just give it a little bit extra. But like I say, you'll end up with about 30 centimetres left over, because if you go for the optimum. Now, you can just get a lighter and just burn the edge of this if you are brave enough. I'm never brave enough, so I just leave a bit and let it fray, quite frankly. But you can do that if you have the know-how. And all of a sudden, the bag that looked very childish and girly and cute now is quite grown up and really rather gorgeous, with that beautiful Yeah, doesn't the lining just make it? And it picks out all of these stunning colours that you've got in the Tim Holtz. It's just beautiful. And actually, if you move it like that, then all of a sudden it picks out the colours in there. Oh, it's just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So that is the adult version of the stowaway bag. Pop your water bottle or anything that you want in there, and off you go.
Thank you, Natasha. How good is that stowaway bag? And oh my goodness, do I need a bodkin in my life? I never knew what a bodkin was. It's such a good word, isn't it? The use of a bodkin. Oh, definitely. It probably is, isn't it? I so need a bodkin. That's happened to me so many times. I've already got a job for a bodkin I can think of right now. Right, okay, so we are talking about the one-day special. So it's sold out, and during the 2 hours when we were off air, what do? We either change the show, and Natasha and I talk about something else for 2 hours, do a tap dance, I don't know what. That woman has led a very checkered life, is all I'm saying, because I found out lots. She's amazing. She's like Wonder Woman. Does sound dodgy, but you know what I mean. I'll let you fill in the gaps. So phone calls were made to the manufacturers in America. This is the truth, and they said, well, we can print some more, but you're looking at basically another month. You're looking at July, because by the time you get it printed, by the time it gets shipped over to Holland, the supplier, and then over to us here so that we can ship it to you, you're talking 1st of July onwards for dispatch. So if it's for projects in July, you're good to go. We can bring you the one-day special, if that's okay with you. You're not looking for something for Father's Day. If you are, go for the half meters. We can get those to you by the 17th of June. However, I am pleased that we can talk about this for the next 2 hours, because as you saw in the stowaway bag, the material is beautiful. You are getting 21 fat quarters. You can go for them in each 7, $26.99, but get all 21, because you are getting quarters like this of the chrysanthemum. You are getting quarters of the tape measure, which is no longer available in the half metre, or the postcards, which is no longer available in the half metre, or the music, which is no longer available in the half metre, or the vintage map, which is no longer available in the half metre. I mean, the choice is exquisite. Whether you're quilting, it's 100% cotton, beautiful and soft. I mean, this was the floral bouquet, the floral that Natasha was just using on the inside of the bag. I mean, gosh, I mean, it's exquisite, isn't it? I mean, look at the eggs. This is Tim Holtz. Look at the layering up of the imagery, the nest, the bird's eggs, the script, the music. That in itself should be framed. I think that is absolutely exquisite. So 10% of the extra stock, which is physically not made yet, but they're making it, they're manufacturing it. Please, 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 we begged for you to have in July. 10%'s already gone, but that's great, because we've got something to talk about for the next 2 hours. £34.99, 2 flexi-buy payments. It's saving you £11. I mean, the material is just beautiful, as I'm sure you've seen. So, yeah, please don't miss out on that. I'll tidy that in a minute, Matt. He's looking at me, gone out. Right, OK. We have got the half meters now, and a lot of these you can't get now. Well, we can get these, but a lot have already gone in terms of the half meters, but you can get them in the fat quarters. So this is my typewriter script. As you can see, typewriters are the theme. This is approaching limited. I'm not surprised. One of my favourites there. Please don't miss out. It's a pick and mix any two for $14.99. This is the distressed map. So this is in the pink, because the vintage one has sold out the half meters, but you still get that in the one-day special. That one's sold out. Oh, you're breaking my heart. What you're doing to me in my display, honestly. Okay, doesn't matter. We've still got gorgeousness. This is the Parisian. Isn't that's approaching limited now? Look at that. I'm going to have nothing to talk about. Well, it's so we have got the one-day special, and we'll just talk about your checkered past, Natasha. She's blushing. Then we've got the franking in the gold. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Then, is this still with me? Is my dictionary still with me? Very limited. Please don't miss out. The bouquet's gone. Oh, your beautiful bouquet. Okay, well done if you got that. Chalk lines in the beautiful blue, and almost like the faux stitching there. You can still get that one. Phew. Then we've got botanicals. Yeah, limited on the botanicals. Limited on the botanicals. I'm not surprised, because it's just the versatility. It's that Tim Holtz design. It's just beautiful. Then we've got my ticking. Gorgeous. Can you see this? Almost like a faint, almost like a faux. I think like almost like it's faded slightly. It's hard to describe. It's absolutely beautiful. Then we've got my eggs and nests. limited for the eggs and nests. My travel tickets, transportation, limited. My memorandum in the China blue. Then we've got Dapper, and then we've got Chrysanthemum at the end. Right, you pick any two for $14.99, 677944. The cotton shots fabric, I have the rust, the watermelon was limited. I have the dill, which I think Natasha's got the dill, and the bronze. Okay, and that's where you get that lovely duality of, can you see that shimmer of colour? You choose any two for $15.99, 158457. Beautiful as the lining within, but beautiful to match up with your projects. Now, do watch on Rewind, because Natasha did the cushions for us, and she also had these fantastic tablets design made. So whatever size tablet, because they all come in different shapes and sizes, and then you have to fork out, don't you, to buy a new cover for a different size. I think it's just their way of getting you to spend more. But here you can make your own. Again, fantastic colour, step-by-step instructions. You get 3 meters of the binding. You choose whether you want the charcoal, the grey, or the navy. And, you know, you can accessorize or use that fantastic fabric from... I've forgotten the gentleman's name. Kaffa, yeah, Kaffaset, sorry, forgive me. I don't know what's wrong with me today. To line on the inside. That's all I was going to say. It wasn't even that worth waiting for, was it? But look, this was a beautiful one for a larger sort of laptop. Isn't that beautiful? So whether you want to put a magnetic strip on it, whether you want to do some Velcro, there's a pocket on this one at the front. Let me show you that. See how pretty that is. Isn't that beautiful? So you can adapt this, and also, you know, if you want to, adapt to make a smaller wallet in the leather. Natasha has some great ideas in terms of upcycling an old bag, you know, use the leather, don't throw it away. $9.99 for that fantastic any size tablet design, and the binding there, $198,967. I'm just passing this. I'm not going to touch it, because every time I touch it, I can't put it back. And then when I did put it back, nobody saw. So that they were made last night. Fantastic stuff. Oh, the smell. Oh, stuffed with the sandalwood there, beautiful. It's almost like a little beanie for you to put your iPad on there, or any other tablet. Sorry, I keep saying that one, but any other tablet there. Do watch on the Rewind, and then the stowaway bag. So this is lovely Emily's little bunny, so he's got to go back because she didn't want him stuffed. This is why the stowaway bag came about. I know Natasha was telling us, because he can't breathe when he's in there. So there we go. He's on the outside, but it's also a good reminder that they haven't forgotten it, because you know what happens when they do eventually stay overnight away. Oh, they'll never sleep, will they, if you're going overnight? It could be your grown-up bag with your water bottle. It could be a gym bag with, you know, or with your goggles in there, or, I don't know, your gym gloves. Just beautiful. So many different, I mean, drawstring bags, use them all the time. You also get your 2 meters of the cord as well, $9.99, 233760, and we've also got the dry iron as well, the mini dry iron that you've seen Natasha using as well. It's adjustable temperature control, and the fold-away handle that just folds down to the side. So freedom saving on that, $11.99, yeah. If you're not a Freedom member, $19.99. Wow, it's worth becoming a Freedom member. That's a bit of a why not deal, isn't it? You're still making the savings, 417259. Okay, let's look at those extra tools on the web and get straight back to Natasha. We've got the folding ruler, we've got the action scissors, lots on there, the rotary cutters as well. Fantastic, lots of books there to get you started as well, and your 7-day savers. Oh, that's sold out now, the Mill Shop online fabric bundle has sold out, but good one to get those polyester threads and those bamboo knitting needles. Okay, back to you, Natasha.
Thank you, Fee. Thank you very much. So, this is the fabric you use every scrap of. The fabrics that I bring you from people like Kay Fassett, Anna Maria Horner, Tula Pink, people like that, they are all top quality fabrics. They are all the fabrics that you use every morsel of. And what better way than with English paper piecing? So if you, EPP, English paper piecing. And you can do an entire blanket. The entire blanket that I did of English paper piecing took 9 months to do, and now I have to actually quilt it, and I'm just like, Or you can just do a little bit and just have it as a highlight, as an accent, as something a little bit gorgeous from your leftover tiddly tiny scraps. So that's what we're going to look at today, is how to English paper piece. If you've never heard of it before, fabulous. Let me introduce you to another side of sewing. And if you have heard of it before, then great, sit back, relax. We're going to just have a nice little go at this. So I do love a one-day special because there is always that moment where you never know what is about to sell out left, right and centre, and what you're actually going to be left to work with. So English paper piecing basically involves a piece of fabric, and look how tiny that is. I mean, that's what, 1.5 inches? Yeah. Tiny little scrap of fabric and a piece of paper. Okay, cut into hexagons, diamonds, squares, whatever you like. Now, the old-fashioned way was to hand baste this with thread, and it was a great way to use up the threads that actually you didn't really like the colour of, because you'd be able to see them very easily. But these days we have glue specifically designed for the job, which then will come out later. It's not a permanent glue, it's there for just enough, and then it goes again. So what you do is put a little bit of glue on the side. Now this will go on as a colour, and it will dry clear. And honestly, when you get into the hang of this, I've done over 250 of these in an evening, just I think it was my husband's choice of movie. So, you know, we've all had those nights, right? Yeah. Yeah, I think he probably chose one with sort of, I don't know, guns, boobs and aliens in or something, and you just go, oh. So, you know, you keep them company, and you do something that is more entertaining for yourself. And so 250 English paper pieces prepped and done. There we go. And that is all it is. So you use the edge of the paper to just use that to get that perfect crease, and then you start to stitch them together. Now obviously I've managed to lose my needle off the end of that, so let me just get some more thread. The threads that we've got on the show today, they are high spun polyester, and there is 1,000 meters on each spool. Now polyester doesn't deteriorate like some cotton threads. So if you've got, like I inherited my grandmother's sewing stuff, and the cotton threads have deteriorated, can't use them. Polyester threads don't deteriorate, so you've got that. Now I'll just prep. I always prep any thread that I use just with a little bit of wax that's called Thread Magic, and it just smooths it out, means that it has less drag. Now I've already gone ahead and done some of this, but basically you want to put them right sides together, and I'll just stitch along this line here, and the card acts as a guide. So if you go into the card, you've gone too far. And I would just go through there and just create my own little knot. Oh, no, hang on. I can't see which thread is which. Let me get rid of that one. And then I'll start afresh here, then I'll know what I'm doing. There we go. But if you hit the card, you've kind of gone too far. That would be my just my thing to use. So you're only catching the very edge, I don't know if you can see, the very edge of the thread, and when you turn them through you will barely be able to see your stitches. There are actually competitions for English paper piecing, and you are allowed. It is in the rules, they do say, you know, it is okay to see your stitching. It is a hand stitched piece, so that's absolutely okay. If you can't stand hand sewing, or maybe, you know, your hands don't like it as much, then you can go on your machine, put in a really tiddly tiny zigzag, and you can zigzag those pieces together. Okay, but you would do that obviously sort of from the top. And so you can see if I open that out, yes, you can see them. And if you don't want to, what's great about the threads that I've got for you is that there will always be some neutrals in there, so some greys and taupes and things like that, which are the colours that you want to just disappear. So if you don't want your stitching to show, use those, because grey will always disappear, which is magic in thread. It's very clever. Don't know how, but it does. Now, the other thing, so that they're all still wibbly wobbly. The other thing that I wanted to show you, I'll just take my needle through to there, is some people then go, well, hang on, you've done all the easy bits. What happens when we have to then do that? Like how? What? It's not easy. This is paper. This is 180 GSM. It's paper. Fold it. Just fold it. It's fine. And then you can line those up absolutely how you need them. Just fold your paper out of the way, and then you can just start stitching again along there. And I found this, the last time that I made a blanket entirely out of English paper piecing was while I was pregnant with my daughter. And yeah, it just, of an evening, you know, this was what I would just sit and do. Although it does get a little bit addictive, and you look at the clock and you realise, oh gosh, you know, it's 11:30, I should have been in bed however long ago. But you just, I'll just do one more. I'll just do one more. And that's where you end up getting to. So you'll do all of those. Now, the other thing that I just wanted to talk through, because my husband couldn't get his head around this. When he was watching me stitching all these things together, he said, but why would you make a blanket with paper in? That's not going to be very comfortable. I said, no, that comes out. You don't keep the card in, that comes out. So you know I said the glue is specially formulated for English paper piecing. It means that you can go in and you can actually just peel the fabric off. Now what I would do before I take the card or the paper out is I would get a starch spray. I use Best Press, and I would just give them a little spritz and a little press, just so that those creases are really ingrained. Now, I mean, by the time it's taken you 9 months to make an entire blanket, they're pretty ingrained in there anyway. But I only did this one this morning. All right, so if you don't want to peel it off, you can pop your needle in there and just run that around. The key with using the glue is not to use too much. Little is so much more. It will grab easily, and that's absolutely fine. And then you would just ease that card out. Okay, and it will just come out. And then you can use it again. There you go. You see it just starting to come out there. And I've got a whole load of them that I just keep using and using and using. And this is the really satisfying bit, is when you get to take them all out. And that's perfectly easy to use again. These were ones I used earlier. Again, I've taken them all out and I will use them again. And you can just see on these, if I put it against the black here, you can just see where my needle has just nicked along the edge. Along there, and that's just using that card, that paper as a guide, not to go any further, which is how your stitches remain sort of at a consistent depth. And then we'll put those away for the next project. And these are all made out of recycled paper, so that's all equally good. So what I would do, once these are out, press again. Now, I'm going to try something, because, you know, live TV, right, what is a better time to try something you've never tried before? Let's give it nervous laughter from the gallery there. Like, what's she doing? What's she doing? So I found some scrap leather. I've got bags of scrap leather at home, and I thought I really want to make... The Tim Holtz fabric is so beautiful and distressed, and it has a bit of a manly feel to it, and so it really, it feels evocative of, like, you know, men's clubs with leather and wooden panelling and cigars. That's kind of what it evokes for me. And so I was like, right, what if I make a half leather pouch? I have no idea how this is going to turn out, by the way. So I don't know. All I've done is put a jeans needle in my machine and hope that it will go through this leather. I haven't tried it because I didn't have enough to test. I've done one of these, and what I thought would look really nice is to have it just poking out like that, so that you get this little detail of Tim Holtz, almost like a sunrise coming up. Because normally you have the full, people just put like the whole flower sort of there. And I thought, well, no, let's just try. Let's see what that would look like. Let's try that. Now, obviously, the cotton is far thinner than leather, so we've got to do something about that. And I've still had some of the H640 from yesterday's pouch. So if you've got an interfacing of any kind, now would be a great time to whip it out, is all I would say. Now then, let's do enough. We'll take it that way. Am I going to have enough? Yeah. So again, I'm not going off any instructions here, and that might scare quite a lot of people. Sometimes it scares me, but it's, unless you just only ever want to work off other people's patterns, this is the way to explore and try. If you don't want to press directly onto that fabric with the glue, then you can use a Teflon pressing sheet. These are fabulous. If you do not have one in your stash, then I would highly recommend getting one. It took me years to get one of these. I was so tight. I was like, oh, 15 quid for a Teflon pressing sheet? Are you kidding me? Best investment ever. Why didn't I get one sooner? And so it means that you're not going to damage your fabric. And when we go on to use some gluey stuff in a minute, it just doesn't harm anything. It doesn't stick to anything. You don't end up breaking. Because normally I'd have to, you know, made sure that that was all cut and that I didn't go over the edge, because shock horror, I'll ruin my iron. No, get yourself one of these. And because it's Teflon, nothing sticks, right? So it doesn't matter if those glue dots get slightly melted. They'll just peel back off again. Brilliant. So we'll put that in place, and then we'll trim it all back and see where we get to. I'm quite excited / terrified about this. It'll be great. And the other thing is, I wanted to use a zip with this as well. Now, I thought metal. And normally I use nylon zips. That's great. But this was kind of calling for metal. So I've taken a strip of that beautiful... Oh, is that one sold out? Oh, but no, it's still in the... Is it... Still... Oh, but it's still available in the One Day Special. Okay, all right. So, yeah, so this is going to make little tabs at the end, because with the piece of leather that I had... Ooh, the zip came up a little bit short. So what can I do about that? I can make a little zip extender, is what I can do about that. So, and again, I'm not, let's move all this off. I'm not being precious about anything. I'm not doing lots of scary measuring or anything like that. All I'm going to do is fold it in half and press. It's a bit like how we made the tab earlier, but this way rather than lengthways. Again, press. And if you've got something like a best press or a starch spray or something like that, use it. Because it will just help with that crease. And what I now have is I will pop that over there, and I will just sew across there, and suddenly I've extended the length of my zip. So let's do that, open it out, fold it back into that center, and all this is doing is creating a tab that has no raw edges. So we'll pop the edge of that zip in, and it will just encapsulate the edge of that zip, which ain't pretty. And it just, and all of a sudden, yay, we're almost the same length as the leather. So I'm just going to stitch those into place, move my iron out of the way. Now, please, please, please be careful with metal zips. You can get away with it with nylon zips. You will not get away with it with a metal zip. I'm gonna put that in place there, which is my little keepery thing, my little donkey, if you want to call it that. Get that all there in place there. So that will go, that will take up the slack of my thread, and then this is going to come across here. There we go, and that's just going to secure that in place there. When I get my zipper foot on, I haven't got my zipper foot on at the moment because I've got my walking foot on, but I will do another line of stitching and I'll be able to go closer to that. Pop that in there. But please, please, please do not sew over the metal bit. Please do not do that. Do not do that. I did it by accident the other day, and yeah, somewhere in my machine is part of my needle. But my little magnet that I normally use to fish such things out of my machine is down the back of the sofa where I was trying to fish out my car keys that my daughter had very handily thrown down the back of there. Sounds just chaotic, doesn't it, really? When I say it out loud, I'm like, I'm amazed I managed to get here in one piece at all, really. Right, let me move all of my stuff out the way and let's trim this down, shall we? And see where we're getting to here. I'm just going to take off, we don't need that selvage necessarily, so we'll take that off. Take that away. Now, we've got to decide, well, as we've stuck this all down, we may just as well use it all, eh? So we'll do that. This is what I really like about sewing, and it took me quite a while to do this because I used to be really worried that I would waste stuff, or oh, you know, I've bought this fabric, it wasn't cheap, what if I ruin it, and this, that and the other. And it inhibited my creativity. So I had to have a little word with myself and just say, you know, what is the point in having all this fabric unless you're going to actually enjoy it? So what I will do is just use that leather as my guiding point to how wide I need this to be, so that everything then starts to line up. If you want to make notes and you know, make everything so that you can make it again, then do. And then now obviously the zip will go in at some point because that will be up there. And then it's a matter of, well, how, yeah, like that. And then that's going to tuck in there, like that. Is that how we want it to look? Do we think that looks all right? Yeah, looks okay, right? Looks okay. So I know that I'm going to have to leave enough to do my zip there. I'm going to want that up there a little bit, that there. I'm going to have a seam allowance. So that's my edge there. I'm going to have a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. Let me just do that there, that there. And then when I cut this, what I will do is add that 1/4 of an inch, spin it around this way. And that's where these rulers are great, because I can line up there and there. I know that I'm going to get a nice straight edge because I've lined that along there. And this, that opaque non-slip grip, is a 1/4 of an inch on this side, so I can add in that seam allowance easily there. This will be a project that we will continue in the 4 o'clock hour. So just bear with. We'll start it now, finish it later. There we go. So then I can just use that for the other end. Cut another piece. And then we have all of our pieces ready to go.
Fantastic. Lovely. Thank you, Natasha. We'll see the progress on that at 4 o'clock. Just to remind you, the watermelon, the bronze and the dill that Natasha is using is all we have remaining of the calf facet shot cotton half metre plain fabric there. Pick and mix, only two, 15.99, was only 3 to choose from, 158457. But we spoke to the manufacturers. They are going to print us some more material for the one-day special. Over 10% already gone. It's got to be printed in America, come from there to the supplier in Holland, and then over to us. So we are looking for the 1st of July dispatch onwards. So for projects in July, all 21 of these fat quarters can be yours. A lot of these and the half meters have sold out. So if you love your botanicals, if you love your vintage maps, if you love your music, the beautiful measuring tapes, the postcards, you know, things like the nest and eggs, you know, then please, please, please don't miss out on the fat quarter bundle. 21 of those for 2 flexi-buy payments of £34.99 or a one-off payment of £69.97, saving you £11. Pure, beautiful cotton, all Tim Holtz Designs, 845270. Have a little look online. They are gorgeous. So 4 o'clock is your last chance to get the fabric. Natasha will finish that lovely bag and obviously have another fantastic demonstration for us. So please don't go anywhere. And remember to check out your baskets. Plenty more still to see. Thanks, Natasha. Indeed. We're going to join Hayley now for a bit of Daisy Bee Crafts. And then we've got Pink Frog Crafts Happy Hour with the lovely Yanis. And then we've got Designs by the Quilting Cowboy and our last chance one day special after that.
Hello, I'm Sue Trangmar and I started Daisy Chain Designs 20 years ago. Back in the day, there were very few quilt patterns in the marketplace, and so I started to bring patterns into the UK from America and Australia, and along the way I've been lucky enough to work with some fantastic British designers, and that is what really the essence of Daisy Chain Designs are. At Daisy Chain Designs, we're passionate about sewing and quilting. We design projects that hopefully will inspire you to pick up your needle and thread and have a go. We have great fun in designing things from the very start, and then the end product is always very exciting when you actually see it made. So don't miss the Daisy Chain Design shows on Hochanda.
Hi, I'm Emma.
And I'm Pam.
And we're from Quilters Trading Post. We've been open since 2007, so we're coming up to 10 years now.
We started our business in Cambridge, really, with a long arm quilting machine. We decided we wanted to make a proper business of it, so we bought a shop in this area. We soon grew out of that because we became successful, and we bought a school, and now we're in the school.
We have 4 parts to our business. We have the quilting service, we run